Hey, Teach Better team. My name is Bree, and it's 5 o'clock here in the Eastern Time Zone. And this is your Teach Better Brain Break for Wednesday, April 27th. I've got Michael Earnshaw with me, and we're going to talk about life, what's on our minds, maybe play a game or two. So if you're live, jump in the comments and let us know. Hey, we're back. Welcome back to Brain Break, where we chat about life, nonsense, and sometimes semi-important topics. So you can hang out and give your brain a little break for a change. We're live here every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. So here I am with Michael Earnshaw, and we're going to be just talking about life and teaching and all kinds of things that go along with it. So welcome, Mike.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Super excited to be here. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, absolutely. So can you just, I know that you are so big in the education world, but if people are joining us and they are not sure, you know, who Mike Earnshaw is, can you just give us a little lowdown on what kinds of things that you're into? Talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Went big. That's no pressure there, right? So I'm Mike Earnshaw. I am an elementary school principal out of Lansing, Illinois. It's my 8th year there. Before that, I was 2 years assistant principal in the current district I'm in. Then before that, we were talking backstage. I was a middle school ELA teacher. I looped 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, so I'd have the same kids year after year, which is a very cool experience. I'm a husband, going to celebrate our 15th year wedding anniversary this June. We've been together like 10 years before that. We got 2 kids, 13 and 10-year-old. I co-host the Punk Rock Classrooms podcast with the amazing Josh Buckley, who's a Title I specialist out of Mesa, Arizona. We kind of take all of these like ethos and things about punk rock and connect it to education to show people you can have like these amazing classrooms and schools and culture in collaboration with very minimal things, you know, like punk rock was just 3 chords and a basement, you know. So we kind of show educators we don't need all these fancy programs that my inbox gets bombarded with sales every day. And I'm also an author, an EduMatch author of the EduCulture Cookbook, which is all about things we've done on our campus to just improve classroom and school culture for everyone. So it's kind of like me in a nutshell. You said things I like to do besides work. I love hanging out with my family, watching movies. You know, we like to go camping a lot, go on vacations. We're big Disney people, so we haven't been to Disney in a few years with the pandemic. Hopefully soon. I like to skateboard. I like to run. Just being outside, you know, with friends and family is what I like to do.
That was a great bio.
I tried, right?
I just think we have so much in common, Mike. Like this was kismet, us getting put together for this brain break. Usually we have Dave and Jeff here, and they both have put their trust in me to be the host today. And so just shout out to Jeff and Ray and Katie, who were at the Bar Center conference. Some great pics on social media of the things that they're doing. I saw Katie posted a bunch of stress balls, and
that's awesome.
That was actually how I got involved with the Teach Better team. Was long ago. I went to a conference, and Tiffany Ott gave me one of those stress balls as I walked past their booth, and I looked them up and, you know, got started with Mastery Chat, and that was my beginning of Teach Better. How did you get involved with the team?
Yeah, so it was just through Twitter. I mean, like, it was like 2018 when, you know, I've had a Twitter for a while, but it wasn't until like 2018 when I went to a conference and I really started like utilizing it. And I just kind of stumbled across them, and I kept seeing like people referencing Teach Better and like the grid method and things like that. So I kind of started just researching, and a lot of the people I was already kind of connected with, like Adam Welcome and Ryan Sheehy, who I became good close friends with. Like I kind of saw like all these people I was looking up to better myself as an educator were getting connected or were already connected with Teach Better. So started doing the mastery chats like almost like religiously. Like I did not want to miss it. And the thing I loved about mastery chat, they always had the questions posted in advance. So if you couldn't make it, like you could at least tweet deck your stuff. And so just kind of like that. And I remember, I had put in, I was spoke at the first Teach Better conference. What was that, 19 or 20? I can't remember. And it's funny. I actually went to Teach Better's Twitter, and you can see me sitting in the front row, like next to Tara Martin and stuff. Cause that's like, their back, what was it called? The rectangle. I don't even know what that picture that is. But so just getting connected with them. And then when Josh and I, my co-host, another Teach Better connection, him and I, he's in Mesa, Arizona. We have never met in person. We've never sat in the same room. We've been doing this podcast for almost 3 years now. We met at a mastery chat. I had just written a blog, and I referenced this New York hardcore band, Sick of It All. And I can't even remember what the question was, right? But I'm like, oh, like the question, my answer is the blog I just published today. So I'm like, I'm going to get some people to read. I'm like, hey, here, check out my blog. This is my answer. And he like read the blog in the middle of the chat, and we just started talking. And then, we started the podcast, and then about a year ago, we joined the Teach Better Podcast Network. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Like all these like little connections, and it all just started from Twitter and just trying to branch out and meet other educators who were doing things that I was like, man, why are we not doing that? Why am I not doing that as a leader? Why are my staff not doing this? So it's kind of how I came across it.
I want to hear just a little bit more about your book. Like if you could just give us a taste, get the cookbook, just a little taste of your book. Like if, what kind of educators, should pick up this book? Like what are some of the strategies or one of your favorite things about your EduMatch book?
No, for sure. Thank you. So it's the Educulture Cookbook. First off, the reason it is a cookbook, there's kind of like a lot of little things about it. If I didn't go into education, I would have went to culinary school. Like I had worked my way up to like a head chef in our local like bar, restaurant. I loved cooking. So there's that connection. The way the book came about was, I remember like teaching my daughter how to like cook pancakes or something. And like I, at the time, was writing a lot, and she asked me, are you writing a book? And I said, well, hopefully this turns into a book. And then my wife and I were talking one day, and she's like, you need something like kind of catchy, because everyone puts books out, and like you don't want it to just get passed by. So we were thinking about it. I was like, well, for me, like I read a lot of education books, and I highlight and I put my notes and my Post-its. But then like 6 months down the road, I'm like, I remember reading that, but I can never find it, and I end up just giving up, and then you kind of just keep doing what you're doing. So I actually thought this would come up. So shameless plug, I brought it with me. But like the reason it's a cookbook, because at the end of every chapter, there's a recipe card, which legit, like you can just go, oh, I remember reading about that. Instead of rereading the whole chapter, you can go, and the recipe card like tells you, here's what you need, here's how to do it. It's just kind of like a quick summary so you can implement it. And then there's a QR code so you can scan it, and it takes you to these like hidden website pages where you can have electronic copies of all of these recipe cards saved on your phone. So that's how it came about. But the book itself, it's not chock full of research where I'm citing or quoting all these educational studies. Like everything in here are things that our staff has done in our building to just improve our school culture. And some people think because I'm a school principal, like it's built for leaders to build their school culture, which it is. Like a school leader can read this and take take everything in here you can implement tomorrow. Like you don't need to sit there and plan and spend money. And it will improve school culture, but it's for teachers, it's for paraprofessionals, it's for anyone that's working with kids. Just simple things to build relationships, because that's number one. And like focus on, your strengths, getting out of your comfort zone. And like I said, just things you can do tomorrow to improve stuff. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Excellent. Well, I know that you are into play like me. So tell us a little bit about like your skateboarding, because that's one of the biggest things. Like, do you bring your skateboard to school?
Yes.
I know we've connected a little bit because my son Lucas is super into skateboarding.
Right.
And, he presented a plan to the mayor
Right.
because he was going to get a skate park as a kindergartner. It was so
That's
cute.
so awesome.
Little
so
business
awesome.
plan. But like, how do you incorporate that into education?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've skateboarded since I was like 5. I remember when I was a kid, my uncle giving me I wanted one so bad, and my parents wouldn't buy me one, and went over to my grandmother's house for Easter or something, and he gave me like his old skateboard from the 70s, and I was like in heaven to finally have one. So I've skateboarded my whole life. And at school, I mean, honestly, like it's usually with me. I'll use it to get up and down the halls. I have my mobile desk too, so if I'm not riding, it's always there. And like the kids will associate it with me. Like there's days where I've like left it in my office because I've got my dress shoes on and not my Vans because I have like a meeting or something later in the day, and they'll call me out. They're like, "Where's your skateboard?" So it's kind of cool that they associate with me. But the ways like I've helped incorporate into school is, and there's a whole chapter about it in the book too. Our staff many of them have said, like, once I brought the skateboard to school, because I didn't bring it with me in my first couple of years as a principal. I thought I had to be the stereotypical principal. And then that's why I brought it, because I realized I need to be myself. But they've said like, there's like this, like almost like this freedom. Like I'm more, since I brought it, they say you seem like just so much more relaxed. I'm like, well, I get to do something I love up and down the halls. Like it's just like freeing. But the best part about it is kids will always ask me, can I bring my skateboard to school? And I say, yeah, that's fine. Like, can I ride it in the halls? I'm like, absolutely not. But what we do is I'll have kids, especially like maybe like kids who are struggling academically, but a lot of times it's behaviorally. And we'll say, if you can get, 2 good days on Fridays, we'll go outside. We have this huge, we have 2 huge playgrounds. And I'll say, we'll go outside on Friday. If you earn it, and I'll teach you some tricks. And every kid I've ever done this with, they always start meeting their goal. And then we always up it and say, okay, next week it's 3 good days, 4 good days. But Bree, every time we go outside, like they could care less about me teaching them tricks. And we end up just kind of riding around and just talking. And the things they open up to me about and they share with me, there's no way I would have ever learned these things of what's going on in their lives if it wasn't for like this simple connection of, having a skateboard. So that's kind of like my main tool with it, to connect with these kids. And then my other favorite piece of it is they ask me all the time, like, do you fall? And I'm always like, well, I fall all the time. Like doing tricks that I've done since I was 10 years old, I still fall. And the main thing is you always get back up and you keep, working at it and moving forward, and you keep trying. And it's just trying to teach them that whole growth mindset. Like, yeah, like it's okay. It's okay to fall and mess up, but you can't give up. So just those corny little like learning pieces with the kids, but it's elementary school. They love it. And, the teachers love it too. So.
Absolutely. Like I can just see my students eating that up. So we need to be like, what else do we have in common? So we were both looping teachers. Mm-hmm. We're both EduMatch authors.
Yep.
I'm not a principal.
No. Do you want to be one?
No.
I never wanted to be either. Like it's that. I remember I was getting married. I got married in 07. And so I remember I was chaperoning a basketball game, and I was talking to both my principal and assistant principal, and they were like, oh, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to school once I get back from the honeymoon. Like, I'm gonna do all the paperwork and start. Like, well, what are you gonna go back from? Like, I'm just gonna go get my master's. I don't know, something with English. Because I just wanted to like move. I want to make more money, right? Like, let's face it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I want to get my master's. I want to better myself, but two, to move up on that scale, the salary scale. And they were like, don't go for that. You should go for administration. And I kind of laughed at them. I'm like, come on, you know who you're like talking to? Like, I'm the teacher that's wearing jeans when he's not supposed to, and the other my colleagues think it's like controlled chaos because we're always up out of our seats moving around. And they're like, no, like, you have all these like leadership qualities. And they're like, even if you don't want to become a principal or assistant principal, administration is going to open so many more like doors for you of things you can do. And so I was like, I thought about it a lot. I was like, all right. And then once I started taking those first couple admin courses, like, it was that cliche thing, right? Like, oh, I can touch so many more lives, but it's true.
Right.
Then I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, I love what I do now. So
That's excellent. That's amazing. I am so excited just to be here with you. But we have to transition to our next segment, which is, and I can't even say it like Dave. If you're watching, Dave, I'm going to try, which is, what you thinking? I think I did pretty good. I nailed it, right?
You did. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So, Mike, we talk about something that you're thinking about, or I can start the conversation, but I feel like we've gotten such a good conversation going already. I mean, administration, skateboarding, your book. You know what I've been thinking about, though?
What's that?
Is interviewing. I've been thinking about that a lot. Not that I'm necessarily interviewing for anything, but I know lots of people that are. There was some good daily drop-in conversation about interviewing. And so, since you're an administrator, maybe you have some thoughts about interviewing at this time of year too.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up, because our podcast this week, Josh did a solo episode, but it's all about like interviewing right now because it's that time of year, right? It's interview season. I'm not interviewing for anything. I don't plan on leaving where I'm at. I still got some work to do there. But like, I think what it comes down to, because people do ask me this, like, what do you think? And I'm like, when you're a candidate, and even if you're going for your first teaching position, you're just as much interviewing that panel as they are interviewing you, like, and I always tell people that, like, you don't, especially right now, because I know when I was first trying to get a teaching job, every interview I went on, I'm up against hundreds of other people. I don't know how it is where everyone else is who's tuned in, but we can't get applicants to even apply for our teaching positions. We've had positions at our middle school that have been filled the past 2 years with permanent subs because we don't have applicants coming in. So now people can kind of pick and choose, in a sense, like where they want to go, right? So always remember that, like, you're also interviewing that panel, like, because you don't want to take a job just for, a certain salary or for a certain kind of title or association of where it's at, so always remember that, like, because I've been on certain interviews, especially when I was trying to get into admin, like, where I'm like, there's no way I want to work for these people. I hope they don't offer me a job. As much as I want to become an administrator, I hope these people don't offer me a job, because then I'm going to be stuck in, a hard place. Do I do it to make that step, or do I turn it down and keep searching? So that's one thing. And then two, like, I would say just be yourself. Like, don't try to answer what you think they want to hear, because in the long run, like, it's always going to come out. Like, when you get that position, if you're doing, the opposite of what you said, like, it's not going to fare well for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I like how Adam's commenting here about how your interview help was so valuable. Did you give him some interview help?
I did, yeah. So Adam and I connected. I think we connected at the first Teach Better conference. Maybe even before that, I can't remember. It's been so many years now. But yeah, so Adam and I connected, and through Boxer and on the phone and whatnot. And I remember he's been. He reminds me a lot like myself, like making that transition into administration. So I remember just like talking to him and giving him some advice of like what I did and maybe what I did wrong that he shouldn't do, and just also, an approach like as an administrator, like what am I looking for? And that's another thing I'll just end with on this interview stuff. Like when candidates come, like one, I always have it's never just me. It's never just me and my assistant principal. Like I want to get teachers involved. I have secretaries come in. I've had my nurse sit in on interviews. Because I want other perspectives of the whole realm of our campus. And I let all of them, like I let my teachers ask like the curriculum questions and grade level appropriate questions. My assistant principal asked a lot of discipline questions. I ask more questions. Like I want to know like this person. Like I want to see, because I really feel like people can learn curriculum, right? People can learn content standards and what they need to teach, but you can't teach somebody like personality and how to mesh in with a culture. Like our culture at our building is very collaborative. Like it's not your kids in third grade. Like these are our kids, regardless of what grade level you teach. So I'm looking for people who are going to not only mesh in with our culture, but have something to like offer. Like what's something we're missing? Like what are some strengths that they can bring to us? So you're only going to see that if people are being their authentic self. So
yeah, having multiple perspectives. Have you ever had students in on any of your interviews?
I haven't, and that's something that we've toyed with. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a big turnover on my building. I was talking to some of our other principals in the district. We had an admin meeting the other day, and they're trying to fill these spots and this and that. And, I don't have anyone that has resigned. No one's retiring this year. So, I mean, I like to think like that there's something that I'm doing right, that people are wanting to stay there, like in our building.
Absolutely.
But I have thought about having students be part of it. And I know sometimes it's hard because the times I've had to interview, it's been in the summer and the kids are already gone. But I don't know. I think now if I do have to do any interviews this summer, I'm going to try, because you brought it up. And now I feel like I got to do something new, right? Try something new.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what Brain Break's for, We're breaking out of our, or we're supposed to be having fun and doing things, but we're breaking out of our, out of our norms and thinking of new ideas. I love it.
Yeah.
I've actually never been in on an interview where students were involved, but I have been on interviews being interviewed where there was like a panel of parents and like different stakeholders within. And so that, I'm sure that's a great, great perspective for the administration to have, because especially if their kids are going to be in that classroom. But I guess that's something like I've been on interview committees, and that's something I always think about. Like I have 2 kids, and I know you have kids of your own. So I'm always like, would I put Lucas and Max in this classroom and like be comfortable? With how they would, mostly how they would make them feel. Like, I feel like if they don't learn everything that they need to know, like I can, support them at home. But if they don't want to go to school, or if they don't feel like, they're supported, then I feel like then you don't have that relationship. It's not
Right.
it's not going to happen. So
Right. No, it's huge. And I think about that too. I do, my son is in 7th grade. My daughter's in 4th. So I think all the time, like, especially when they were both elementary level. And when I first came to elementary, like that was kind of like my gauge. Because me coming from teaching middle school and being a middle school AP, elementary was like, which it's crazy when you think like for administration, you get your certification, you could just be an administrator at any level. For teaching, you have specific levels you can teach. So I came to this building and I had no elementary experience except for like the couple hours you do in observations during college. And that was kind of like my gauge when both my kids were in elementary school. Like, would I want my son, who is severely ADHD, has social anxieties, like all of these deficits, motor delays, fine motor delays, like would I want him in this class? And that was kind of like what helped me get a handle on elementary ed. So
yeah. Well, I have the same situation where, I have a student who's identified gifted and I have a student who's on an IEP, in my household. And so, I mean, there's lots of different perspectives to think about, but either way, they're my sons and they're kids. And so if they don't feel loved and supported, then I feel like none of the rest is even worth it.
Right.
We got another comment here.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't even remember asking that. I probably
You're like,
did,
maybe
right?
I don't ask that one anymore. I don't, if somebody asked me that like before COVID, I feel like I could give you like a really good, like planned out answer.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like, well, as long as there's no pandemic and there's not this or that, then maybe I'll be here.
Right. That's a tough question right now.
Hopefully after today, I'll still be on the Teach Better team in 5
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so our next segment is one that I get to facilitate every week for Jeff and Dave, and it's the game time. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Brain Break. We're live as always every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. So I have a game for you today, and the game that we're going to play is actually pretty well known. It's Pictionary. So I did give Mike a heads up that he was going to be able to show some of his drawing expertise, but I actually am going to get to go first. And so if you are interested in any of the games that we play on Brain Break, you can actually find them at teachbetter.com/brainbreak. And any of the games that I have provided for the team are on there. So you can always go on there and find your favorites. Today, I will be using a Pictionary Generator, and the link for that is on our blog, the Teach Better blog. And we're actually going to be using, since we're doing this digitally, a Google Jamboard. And so I don't know if you guys have used that before, but feel free to play along in the comments if you're still here and listening to try to make your guesses. So with Pictionary, you like one person picks a card. They usually have about 5 seconds to kind of think about it, and then they draw it for their team. So you could use this in the classroom for so many different concepts, but also to showcase some of your artists in your classroom. But the nice thing about Pictionary is you don't have to be an artist. But you are not supposed to use verbal cues. You are not supposed to use hand motions. You're supposed to really rely on this picture. And then, so Mike, you're going to be guessing first instead of drawing first.
Okay.
So I am going to be sharing my screen with you. I feel like that's something that we learned during the pandemic, right? You're like, I am going to share my screen. And everybody is going to tune in, right?
And also unmute yourself.
Right.
Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. So we're going to see if I can add this to the stream. All right. So it's not huge, but we're still here and we can see it on our screen. So can you see it okay, Mike?
I can see it.
All right, excellent. So I'm going to use the Pictionary Generator. You won't be able to see that because that wouldn't make it very fun. Should I use easy, medium, hard, or really hard mode? What do you think? How are you feeling?
I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe somewhere in the middle.
Okay, we'll try medium. Okay. Oh, okay.
You're making me nervous already.
Oh, this is a good one. This is one that's really good for both of us. Oh, I'm not supposed to use any verbal cues. Okay, so I'm going to start drawing, and I am not supposed to talk, but you are going to be able to get this very quickly, I'm sure. All right.
Is it a book? Library? A bank? Checkbook? Book plus. Adam's saying book bank. Is it a book bank? Book. Bank. Is it a bookstore?
Yay!
I'm not gonna lie. Give that all the credit to Adam there. I saw.
Good
I looked at
job,
his count.
Adam. All right, I'm gonna clear that up. Good job, Adam. Let's see here. Oh, we had some library, book bank. Oh, Adam is the winner today. Look at him. Bookstore. Okay, excellent. So it was bookstore. That was on a medium setting. So should we go harder?
Sure.
All right, we'll try it. So I'm going to generate. Okay, we'll try it. Okay, are you ready?
Yep. Is it? Well, it could be. It looks like it could be like a spatula, almost, or a chess piece. A pawn.
Yeah, you got that one super quick. That one's a pawn.
At first I thought you were drawing like a spatula for like smash burgers, you know?
Right?
But maybe
Yeah,
because it's
that
like
would
close
be
to dinner time. That's where my mind
you're
is
like
right now.
super hungry. You didn't get to tell us what you were drinking. That's because the other guys always have something cool to drink, and I only always have Diet Coke, which could probably get me fired from Brain Break. But this is my go-to.
I just got a Liquid Death, which looks really cool. It's just sparkling water, though.
Just sparkling water.
Yeah. Yeah. You never seen these things?
No. Well, I mean, I've seen sparkling water in the can, but why is it called Liquid Death?
I don't know. It's all marketing stuff. But, like, so I've been seeing this everywhere. And my wife and I, we were in Whole Foods one night. And we were like, we saw there's a case of it. I'm like, let's try it. So there's like a white can, which is just straight water in it. This one has the black can has like CO2. So it's like a little bit more like, I don't know, fizzy.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like it tastes like water, but it doesn't. So
my kids call that spicy water. If it's anything that's carbonated, it's spicy. Spicy.
Carbonation. That was the word I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Carbonation. So what made you actually want to try something called Liquid Death? Because that would probably like not be a good marketing for me. I'd be like, nah, probably not.
We just kept, you know, they're very smart because I kept seeing things on Instagram, like ads, and my wife kept seeing things on her ads, and it's just one of those things. We saw the boxes like strategically placed by the checkout, and we were like leaving, and we just had a little basket. We just ran in to get a few things, and I was like, she goes, let's try it. I'm like, all right. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of bought into the hype. Like it's pretty good.
That's good. That's good. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then I put in the private chat, so you'll have access to the Pictionary Generator. But I'm gonna try really hard this time.
Okay.
And see how you do. Maybe again. Okay. You're ready, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Pencil. Lead. Tip. Point. Roof. Okay. Was it like what's it called? A palette? Like a paint palette? Is it blue? I'm colorblind, so I'm surprised that I got that.
That is very good. I did not know that about you, and now I do. That is something to think about, is the accessibility of your games to your students.
Is it blue ink? Blue waves? Blue writing? Blue sky? Blue alphabet? Oh, where's Adam now?
Adam! He was like, I won already. I can just go.
Blue waves? Blue.
You're so close. All right, do you give up?
Yeah.
It's print. Blueprint. Oh, I like how I got blue penmanship. Oh, I was trying to like, it's not cursive, Mike wasn't cursive, Mike. It was print.
Right. It makes sense.
It makes sense now. He's like,
now
I'm gonna drink some more Liquid Death. And all right, so now it's your turn to draw. So I hope you're excited about that.
So is it gonna let me draw on there?
Yeah, it's gonna you're gonna draw because I shared the.
So I go to private chat, click this.
I'll just in your private chat. So you'll get the generator.
You want easy, medium, hard, or really hard?
Oh, probably medium.
All right, let's go medium.
All right, and then I'm gonna give you in the private chat. I'm gonna give you the link to the Jamboard, so then you can draw and we can see it right on the screen.
Okay, there's that.
Now we're all
All
set
right.
up. Look at you. Just so you guys know, he's known as Anonymous Wolverine on my Jamboard.
Nice. All right. Are we ready?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Wait, where am I? Okay. I'm surprised this is a medium word. To me, this seems easy.
Oh,
How did you...
When you click on the pen, you can get different colors or different like widths of the pen.
Right.
There you go. Is it rainbow?
It is. It is
Oh
rainbow.
my goodness. You
That's
didn't
what I'm
even
saying.
Yeah.
How's that medium?
Yeah, that one's pretty easy.
All right.
I think I got off pretty good on that one.
We're going to go hard.
Okay. I'm ready.
Oh, that's tough.
I know some of them I was like, but then like pawn I thought was gonna be hard, but you got that one right away.
That's true. Okay. All right. We'll do this one. Where's my Jamboard? All right. Ready?
I'm ready. Is it sliced bread?
No.
You know when people used to use that expression all the time, like the best thing since sliced bread?
Mm-hmm.
Do people still say that?
I think some do.
You're like, I'm trying to concentrate on drawing. What are you talking about?
Plus, you trying to draw with his mouth, the mouse,
Is
you know.
it? You know what I actually forgot is I was drawing with my mouse, but my computer actually has a touch screen. I could probably draw on that. Are they shrimp?
Oh, no.
Not sliced bread, not shrimp. Let's see here. Oh, prescription pills.
You're close.
Tablets. Prescribed. Allergy medicine. We've been taking that a lot. Medicine? Oh, it's not RX anymore. Not prescribed. You know what RX makes me think of is CrossFit.
Yes, right? Because they...
Yeah.
You
Don't
want
say anything bad about CrossFit because I do it.
You want me to start a new one?
No, I want to know. I want to know if that's a tablet or a pill or...
It's a certain kind.
A certain kind of pill. A chill pill? People don't say that anymore either. Take a chill pill. I feel really old right now.
I know all our sayings from back in the day.
Yeah, like cool beans. That's still one of my favorites. Sarah Thomas says that. Dr. Sarah says that all the time. Time. It's time to take your pill. Time release capsule? Infinity. Okay, I give up. I do not know.
It was vitamin, so I'm trying to draw like daily like. All right,
that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, I get it.
All right, no, give me one more chance. One more.
Okay, I cleared it for you.
Should I keep it on hard?
Maybe not. Maybe we should go back to medium. I don't know.
Go to medium.
Right. Probably a good one.
Okay. I think I can do this one.
Okay. Is it a suitcase? Or a briefcase? Or a duffel bag?
You're so close.
A travel bag? Luggage? What else do you call those? Luggage, suitcase, duffel bag, carry on. No?
You're so close.
Something you pay a lot of money for. Oh, I see. Like you're drawing the thing that you like pick it up at the luggage carry-on bin.
There's another word for it. You're so close. There's another word for it.
A suitcase? Baggage.
There you go. Baggage.
Okay. Good. I got that one. Woo.
It looks almost like suitcases. It also looks like boats on some kind of stream.
It does.
So.
That was excellent.
I tried.
All right, just us again. All right, so I hope you had fun. Do you think
I did.
of any ways that, like, I have some ideas of like ways that I would use that in the classroom, but what about you? Do you think that teachers in your building could be using that, or?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I remember when I taught, like, and like I said, it was middle school, but we would play Pictionary. We would have to recreate scenes from like a novel that we read, like, when we read The Outsiders, like a fun way to like go up, and then we would like kind of discuss, we make the game out of it. You draw the two kids sitting in the church, getting their hair cut, and then talk about the scene afterwards. I mean, I think there's tons of ways teachers can incorporate it, but also too, sometimes you just need to have fun in the classroom. Like that's not tied to curriculum and standards. Like sometimes it's like, all right, let's legit take a brain break.
Yeah.
We're gonna play Pictionary for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I totally agree. I know, so I had a meeting that ran over and another teacher picked up my class, and when I came back, they were playing Heads Up 7-Up, and I was like, I haven't even thought about that game in a long time, but it was like she was just building a relationship with them, and it was great.
That's awesome.
Like you said, sometimes you just need those moments.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, I have some announcements of things that are going on our team, and so we're gonna go into what's coming. Welcome back to Brain Break. I'm here with Mike, and we are streaming. If you're listening to us after the fact, we are just got done playing a Pictionary game, and now we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in our community. So we have so many great things going on. One of the things that I just wanted to mention was that we have some of our Teach Better members right now who are at the Bar Center conference. That's Jeff and Ray and Katie. You can follow them on social media and find out all the cool things that they are doing and promoting our team. So we're always so proud when we have our team members at different places just representing us in such positive ways. Something else that's coming up is our Teach Better conference, October 14th and 15th. Something that is really important that all of our listeners know is that at the end of this week, our Teach Better conference proposals are actually closing. And so if you haven't submitted a proposal yet, now is the time to get that in. And if you need some help with that, you can reach out to us. But also, we have an awesome thing in the academy where you can go and it's free, and you can just kind of go through all the different parts of submitting a really awesome proposal. And so if you go to teachbetterconference.com, you can actually, there's actually a written part too that kind of walks you through that process. Like, we definitely want to see everybody there. And if you have an idea that you're even thinking about submitting, get that in before the end of the week. What are you thinking about the conference, Mike? Are you going to be there with us?
Yeah, so I already know for sure I'll be there because Josh and I will be on Podcasters Row. So pretty exciting that our first time meeting in person is going to be at the Teach Better conference. And I submitted a speaking proposal, and we also submitted a punk rock classroom speaking proposal, which I just submitted yesterday. And like you were saying, it's a simple process to get done. I mean, hardest thing's doing the trying to do a video in under 1 minute, because I like to talk a lot. So that was my biggest struggle. But yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed, get picked up to present like I got to present at the first one. But regardless, I'm going to be there. So
excellent. We're so glad that you're going to be with us, and in so many different avenues as well.
right.
I presented at Teach Better 19 as well, and was able to present with a couple of my friends who that was like their first time speaking, and they were a little bit nervous, but it was like you said, it's an easy process.
Yeah.
Like, it's so great for us to learn from each other and from authentic teachers and principals and administrators and counselors that are in the trenches of things that are happening right now in education.
Right.
So yes, get those proposals in. If you are thinking that you want to present with somebody, grab a friend, grab a teaching buddy, and get those proposals in by the end of the week. Another thing that we just announced was our keynote speaker. Did you see that announcement? So
No,
Mikey Smith Jr.
Oh yeah, I did.
is going to be one of our keynote speakers, and so there's lots of ways to get connected with Mikey. Amazing keynote, and so we are excited because we've actually revealed all of our top or first committed speakers for our network, and it is an amazing lineup. I know, you being at Teach Better 19 as well, like, not only am I so excited about the lineup and the speakers and podcaster network, but just the excitement of the networking events. I know that I met before I was on the team, I was an ambassador, and I met some of the ambassadors there for the first time in person. And Mike, it's going to be so cool for you to meet somebody that you've been working with professionally for the first time in Ohio. I know you're excited about that. For the first time at Teach Better Conference.
It's true. I remember coming back, and I remember saying that Teach Better 19 was hands down, and still hands down, one of the best conferences I've ever been to. And it was mainly, like you said, for those networking and connecting with so many people I've already known, and then so many people that I met there and formed these friendships with. I mean, Kristen Nan was in my session, and she was cracking up when I was speaking, because I'm a storyteller, right? So I'm telling stories, I'm just being authentic. And then her and I just started connecting after that. And if it wasn't for her, I probably never would have got connected with Sarah and EduMatch and had this book come out. So, I mean, there's so many, and then, I mean, I learned so much from all the sessions I attended. So I'm super, super glad that it's back on, and I can't wait.
Me too. Don't forget to catch Daily Drop-In. That will be coming up tomorrow morning. And then go ahead and check out teachbetterconference.com so that you can get all of the updates. Oh, we got someone really excited connecting in person. That's right. So I think that we're gonna have an amazing time at that conference, and I can't wait. I can't wait to catch up with you in person at the podcaster row and come and see your presentation. So it was amazing talking with you today. Thank you so much for being with us.
Of course.
So I'm gonna say you can get out there and teach better.